Welcome back. All right, so 13 games on Saturday, and here we go. Starting at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific, 1 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern, and that is the Ottawa Senators and the Philadelphia Flyers renewing pleasantries. November 5th, Philadelphia wins in Ottawa 2-1, so Ottawa's looking to do the same in Philly. It's the second of three meetings. They'll meet again on March 30th. The Ottawa Senators are 4-8-1. They're scoring 3.46 goals per game, which is good, but they're allowing 3.89 goals against per game, which is bad. Forsberg, 899 save percentage. Hey, it's that kind of analysis that brings people back. Talbot, 897 save percentage. Since his return, they need a goaltender with above 900 as the save percentage. On the Philadelphia side, they're 7-4-2. They're only scoring 2.69 goals per game, which is one of the lower numbers, but they're only allowing 2.62 goals against per game because Carter Hart, 941 save percentage, and Sandstrom, 909 save percentage. He has one win now to his name. Maybe he's due for another. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific start time between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. This should be a fun one as well. So the first two games are all on their own, so I'll likely just review them on their own. It's just easier, makes for a shorter night at the end of the night. I know nobody watches those videos, but whatever. First of two meetings, they'll meet again in Edmonton on November 8th. November 28th, I should say. They're not going to meet in the past. They're going to meet in the future, November 28th. 8-7 record for the Oilers. They're scoring 3.67 goals per game. Excellent. They're allowing 3.73. Less excellent. Campbell's numbers have become very problematic. So I was giving the benefit of the doubt. It was early. It was a small sample size. But now we're far enough into the season that his 873 save percentage is not good enough. Skinner at 928 may end up getting a lot more starts, and we'll see how it goes. On the Florida side, they're 8-5-1 on the season. It feels like they're starting to turn it around. Big win over Carolina is an example of that. They're scoring 3.21 goals per game. They're allowing an even 3 goals per game. Bobrovsky, 897 save percentage. Spencer Knight off to a good start. 925 is the save percentage. So in both cities, we may be seeing a situation where the young goaltender ends up usurping that really highly paid veteran goaltender. Not because Bobrovsky's playing badly, but Knight's, I think, outplaying him thus far. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start time. Very popular on a Saturday, but we only have 4 games starting at that time. So Arizona's in against New Jersey. It's interesting because both of these teams are relatively hot right now. Arizona on a 14-game road trip. The next meeting between these teams will be in Arizona on March 5th. I assume that's the next game in Arizona, on March 5th. Arizona's 6-6-1 on the season. They're scoring 2.85 goals per game, which is low, but they're only allowing 3.54. And I say only because before that shutout and a couple of recent games they've had, their goals against was well above 4. So they're down to 3.5. Vejmelka's save percentage is up to 915. That's good. Ingram, 874. On the New Jersey side, they're 11-3 on the season, 3.64 goals scored per game, 2.57 goals against. Vanacek has a 909 save percentage. He got hurt last game. Schmid was perfect in relief. So if we see Schmid, he has a perfect save percentage on the season. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. The Boston Bruins and the Buffalo Sabres. This should be a really good game. Buffalo desperately needs to win this. This is the first of 4 meetings, too. December 31st, March 2nd, and March 19th. These teams will meet again. 12-2 is now the record for Boston. It's ridiculous. It's gaudy. They're due for a loss, but they just don't lose. They're 12-2 on the season. They're scoring an even 4 goals per game. They're allowing 2.29 goals against per game. Ullmark's been fantastic. 936 save percentage. Kincaid is the backup, and I trust Kincaid as the backup, as the fill-in for while Swayman's out. On the Buffalo side, they're 7-7 on the season. 3.86 goals scored per game, which is good, but they're allowing 3.5. So now their goals against is too high. Comrie, 885 save percentage. That's not good enough either. Anderson at 927. I do wonder if Anderson's going to start getting more work. 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific start between Pittsburgh and Montreal. Now, Pittsburgh lost to Montreal early in the season. It was the one blemish they had through their first 5 games. That was a 3-2 overtime loss on October 17th. The third meeting between these teams will be on March 14th. So for Pittsburgh, they're now 6-6-2. They're scoring 3.57 goals per game. They're allowing 3.36, so their goals differentials back above the plus minus of 0. Jari, 903 save percentage. To Smith's up to a 916. It's another situation where the guy who's supposed to be the backup's probably outperforming the starter. On the Montreal side, same thing. 7-6-1 record. 2.93 goals scored per game. 3.14 goals against per game. But for Montreal, I mean, they're playing with house money. They're not supposed to be in this spot. Allen, 907 save percentage on the season. Montembeault, 930 is his save percentage. So we'll see if those numbers hold up for the rest of this year. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific start between Vancouver and Toronto. Fret not, Toronto fans, after a loss tonight against Pittsburgh. The Vancouver's in town. This is the first of two meetings. They'll meet in Vancouver on March 4th, where I expect Toronto fans to outnumber Vancouver fans in that one. I know they'll outnumber them tomorrow night. Vancouver, a woeful 4-7-3. They've won 4 of their first 14. It's not great. They're scoring 3.5 goals per game, which is good, but they're allowing 4.07 goals per game. Demko has not been good enough. 874 save percentage. Martin with a 900 save percentage. I wouldn't go to Martin for the start either. So, I mean, Demko, you just have to keep playing him and hope he plays through this. On the Toronto side, they're 7-5-3 on the season. They're scoring and allowing 2.8 goals per game. Shalgren, 886 save percentage. Murray, who it's already been said is not good to go tomorrow, 826 save percentage for Murray. So I'm guessing it's Shalgren's net again, unless they put in Petrozelli. We'll see. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. The Islanders at home against Columbus. This is the first of 4 meetings. They'll meet November 25th, December 29th, and March 24th. For Columbus, they're still trying to pull themselves out of that really rough start to the season. They're 4-9. They're scoring 2.69 goals per game. They're allowing 4.39 goals per game. Those numbers, not winning numbers. Merzlikins, 863 save percentage. Korpisalo, a 911 save percentage. Korpisalo, it feels like, is ready to take back the starting job. On the Islanders side, they're 9-6 on the season. They're scoring 3.27 goals per game. They're allowing 2.53 goals per game. They're coming off of a 2-0 shutout loss against the Arizona Coyotes. That was a shocker. Sorokin, 936 save percentage, so he's been excellent. And Varlamov with a 913 save percentage has been very good as well. So the goaltending's excellent for the Islanders. They just need that goal scoring. And Columbus, they just need a little bit of everything. 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. The New York Rangers start things off with the Nashville Predators. This is the first of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on March 19th. For the Rangers, they're 7-5-3 on the season. 3.13 goals scored per game. They're allowing 2.93 goals per game. And they are just so up and down. That 8-2 win over Detroit, we'll see. They could win 5-0 over Nashville. They could lose 5-1. No idea what I'm going to get with the Rangers. Shesterkin, 909 save percentage. Halak with an 882 save percentage. On the Nashville side, 5-8-1 is their record. They're unpredictable as well. 2.64 goals scored per game. They're allowing 3.5 goals against per game. Saros, 892 save percentage. Lankinen with a 921 save percentage. So again, it's the situation in Nashville where maybe the backup's outplaying the starter, but Saros needs to get it together. So I expect Saros to get the start in this one, and who knows, maybe he plays well against the Rangers. 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific start between Carolina and Colorado. First of 2 meetings. They'll meet again on November 17th. So back-to-backs against one another, kind of. From November 12th to 17th, that's a 5-day difference, but still, they're going to get a chance to see each other, and maybe it's a Stanley Cup final preview, right? Carolina, 9-4-1 on the season. They're scoring 3.14 goals per game. They're allowing 2.79 goals per game. Ronta with a 915 save percentage. Kochetkov, 909 save percentage for him. On the Colorado side, they are 7-4-1 on the season. And the goal differential is good for them now. They're scoring 3.67 goals per game. They're allowing 2.83 goals against per game. It feels like Colorado's got their game together. Georgiev is a big part of it. He has really become the starter. 924 save percentage as opposed to Francouz with an 898 save percentage. So it's Georgiev's net to lose. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. We do have 4 late games, so that's a little different than, I think it was last Saturday. I think we had 1 or 2. Anyways, this is the first of 3 meetings between Chicago and Anaheim. Yeah, I'm wearing Anaheim. Why not? First of 3 meetings that they meet again February 7th and February 27th. Chicago's 5-5-3. 2.69 goals per game. They're allowing 3.08 goals per game. The goals against is better than what was expected. Mrazek, 895 save percentage. Looked very good in his return. Soderblom's looked good when he's played too. 924 save percentage. On the Anaheim side, they're 4-9-1 to start the year. Yeah, wearing an Anaheim jersey. We'll see if I regret that tomorrow night. 2.71 goals per game, 4.57 goals against per game. Gibson, 888 save percentage. Stolarz with a 901. But Gibson's, it feels like he's getting better in recent games. We'll see if that continues, and we'll see if they can win this one at home against Chicago. They should, really. If Anaheim, this is one they should win. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. I thought about wearing a St. Louis jersey. I even thought about putting a trap magnet there, but I didn't. Questions were asked, too, of the reviews lately of where's the Cobra Kai magnets. First off, the 5 game boards, that doesn't fit on there. And secondly, I'm kind of holding off on that for a little bit. We'll introduce that later on in the season. So, yeah, St. Louis and Vegas, this should be a fun one. And I think it's going to be, I think it should be close. St. Louis has got to dig their way out. And for Vegas, they've got that gaudy record. First of 3 meetings, they meet again December 23rd as well as March 12th. For St. Louis, they're 4-8 on the season. They're scoring 2.33 goals per game. They're allowing 3.83 goals per game. That's a problem. Bennington, 888 save percentage, but it's gotten better in the last couple of games. Greiss, 899 save percentage. On the Vegas side, they're 13-2. It's ridiculous. They're scoring 3.8 goals per game. They're allowing 2.27. Thompson, 925 save percentage. Adin Hill also has a 925 save percentage, and that's why Laurent Brossoit being injured cost him a job as one of the top 2 goaltenders for the Vegas Golden Knights. And isn't it interesting that we were expecting Leonard and Brossoit to be the goalies, and instead we're getting Thompson and Hill? That's how crazy things can be in Vegas. 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific start between Winnipeg and Calgary. This could be a fantastic game. First of 3 meetings, they meet again January 3rd and April 5th. For Winnipeg, they lead the Central. For how long? We'll see. They're 8-3-1. They're scoring 3.17 goals per game. They're only allowing 2.33 goals per game. Hellebuck's been great. 938 save percentage. Riddick barely plays. 885 save percentage for him. On the Calgary side, they're 5-6-2 on the season. They're on a 7-game losing streak. 2.92 goals scored per game. They're allowing 3.31. So their goal differential has really turned against them. Markstrom with an 893 save percentage. You want that save percentage to be at least 30 points higher. And Vladar with an 881 save percentage. So both goalies, subpar thus far this season statistically. We'll see if things turn around tomorrow night for them against the Jets. Then we get into the 10:30 start, 7:30 Pacific, between Detroit and the LA Kings. This is their second and final meeting. They met October 17th in Detroit. LA won that game in overtime 5-4. Detroit's 7-4-3 on the season. They're scoring 2.93 goals per game. They're allowing 3.21 goals per game. Because when they lose, it's often a blowout, as was the case against the Rangers last night, right? 8-2. They're going to look to bounce back from that. Husso, 920 save percentage. Despite last night's game, he's still got a 920 save percentage. Nedeljkovic, 880 save percentage, so he wants to bring that number up. On the LA side, 9-6-1 record. They're allowing more goals than they're scoring, too. They're scoring 3.19 goals per game. They're allowing 3.38. Jonathan Quick, 904 save percentage. He's above the magic 900. Peterson is not. 868 save percentage. Not a good start for Peterson. Honestly, if I was deciding on the starter and I was Kings coach, I'd be thinking, well, maybe I'll go with Peterson because, Detroit kind of middle of the pack. Maybe he'll bounce back, but we'll see what happens. Let me know your picks in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.